Today is Lesson 1 of Unit 5, Equations with Two Variables, on pages 118 and 119. First, let's do a little bit of review. I can see that this is an equation because we have an equal sign here, here, and here, and what we need to do is evaluate to see if the left side is equal to the right side. And is 5 equal to 3 plus 2? It sure is, so we're going to write true. What about 8 equals 9 minus 1? Is the left side equal to the right side? Did they sort of weigh the same? Well, 9 minus 1 is 8. So, yep, this is also true. Let's take a look at this last one. Is 7 equal to 2 plus 6? Well, I know 2 plus 6 is 8, and 8 does not equal 7, so no. This is going to be false. 7 is not equal to 2 plus 6. Here we have another equation, and I know that because here we have the equal sign. And I also see that we have two variables. We've got the y, and we've got the x. What we're going to need to do is evaluate these equations to make sure the left side is equal to the right side. And to do that, we're going to be giving you guys an ordered pair. For example, 1 and 3. And if we do that, we know that the first number is always the x, and the second number is always the y. So let's look at this scenario. Is 1, 3, this ordered pair, the solution to this equation? So what we're going to need to do each and every time is make sure that the x and the y are labeled appropriately. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the x for the x variable in the equation and the y for the y in the equation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with this 3, and I'm going to replace it. So I'm going to do 3 equals what? 2, open parentheses, plus 1. And if you're not sure what should go in here, you're going to look at the x, you're going to follow it right over here, and you're going to simply pop that 1 in. And when we do, we're left with this. So now we want to know, does 3 equal 2 times 1 plus 1? Are these the same size or the same weight? Well, 2 times 1 is what? 2, and 2 plus 1 equals what? Well, I know that 2 plus 1 equals 3, so 3 sure does equal 3. So this is going to be true, meaning that this is equal, this is our solution, 1 comma 3. Here we have a new equation. Is the ordered pair negative 2, 1, the solution to y equals 2x minus 3? What I'm going to want to do each and every time, and I'm going to encourage you guys to do the same thing, is label these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the negative 2, x, and I'm going to make 1, the y, because we're going to need to be plugging these in, and we don't want to forget, right? We don't want to get confused. So if that's the case, I know that y now equals 1, and 1 is equal to 2, open parentheses, minus 3. X is what? X is negative 2, and so we can simply pop that right on in there. And is the left side equal to the right? Well, 2 times negative 2 is going to give us negative 4 minus 3. So does 1 equal negative 4 minus 3? No, it does not. Negative 4 minus negative 3 is going to give us negative 7, so that this is false. This is not the solution. Is the ordered pair 9 and negative 4 the solution to this equation? The equation is y equals negative x divided by 3 minus 2. So the first thing I'm always going to do is I'm going to plug in our x coordinate, which is 9, and then I'm going to plug in our y coordinate, which is negative 4. I'm going to label it right there. And so let's start. So if y is negative 4, I'm going to rewrite negative 4 equals what? Equals sort of negative, open parentheses, divided by 3 minus 2. I know that x equals 9, so I'm going to pop that right on in there. And so now we need to evaluate this. I can see that negative 9 divided by 3 is what? Well, 9 divided by 3 is 3, so here we have negative 3 minus 2. Right? We simply divided the 9 by 3, brought down the negative sign, minus 2. And I now know that negative 3 minus 2 is what? It's going to give us negative 5. And does negative 5 equal negative 4? No, it sure does not. So these are false. This is not the correct answer. is the ordered pair -3, which I'll label right there, and 13, which I'll label as the y, the solution to this equation y equals 1 minus 4x. So I'm going to, right off the bat, change the y to the 13, and now I'm going to rewrite 1 minus 4, and then open parentheses, because here we have the x. I already forgot what the x is equal to, so I'm just going to simply walk over here, and I see, oh, I labeled it nice, x equals -3, so I'm going to go right back, and I'm going to label this -3. And now let's simplify. So 1 minus, we're simply bringing this down, and 4 times -3 is what? It's going to be -12, but because we've got this negative sign right here, -4 times -3 is going to be +12, and 1 plus 12 is what? It's going to give us 13, and is 13, what I know is if we bring this right down, right, is 13 equal to 13? It definitely is. So this equation is true because both sides are equal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, review page 118 and work on page 119. Good luck.